With the Astons in the pits, the lead has now gone to Scuderia Ferrari, with Hawthorne first. And now Hill makes his bid for the lead. As Chamberlain and a Team Lotus, Moss put in a remarkable 2 hours behind the wheel of number 24. He lapped consistently below last year's record, and on the 31st lap turned in an amazing time of 3 minutes, 20.3 seconds. When he pitted, he had lapped all but 3 cars. This is one of them, Phil Hill, now in first. As the car stops, the Ferrari technical manager, Maserati, measures the tire's tread depth, while a mechanic awaits his decision, and Hill goes over the wall. This outstanding American driver fought hard for the lead, and now he sweats out every agonizing second the car is in the pits. After a word with his co-driver, his nerves can stand no more and he has to turn away. Now a very able Englishman will take over the red machine bearing the Italian mark. Peter Collins is on his way, while teammate Hill utters a few choice words about the pit stop. After the pit stops, there have been several position changes. This is how they are running at the end of 3 hours and 25 minutes. Number 24 leads, followed by 14, 25, and 15. That's Brooks, Collins, Shelby, and Von Trips, all on the 51st lap. Next, 1 lap behind, number 42, 17, 41, 16, 19, and 9. Barth, Ginther, Schell, Musso, Hugas, and Gregory. Number 8, Jag, is out. Suddenly, Shelby stalls just beyond the pits and must push the car back. With a little help from another one of the team drivers, he makes his way back to the pits. Apparently, it's something serious and requires a look at the transmission or differential. This is a tough break, especially for the Texan. Sebring seems to be almost a jinx for Shelby. Last year, he was disqualified while running in good position. The year before, it was mechanical trouble. And now this. His tremendous disappointment is obvious. Moss is upstairs, calling down Brooks's progress at number 24 to manager Parnell, who has taken over personally on number 25. Although Brooks is doing a fine job, it's quite evident that Moss would much prefer to be out there grinding down another set of tires than standing here watching the second stick march. With the work progressing, Shelby takes heart and puts his helmet back on. But he's not the only one having trouble. These were both the case of a front wheel suddenly separating itself from the car. The only Morgan in the race just flipped and is out. The driver is uninjured, though. Then someone starts a really good brush fire. But the smoke and flames prove no detriment to the drivers. They continue to flash by with hardly a glance. They've given up on number 25. The U-joint shaft just couldn't be repaired. Here's Barth bringing in the 1600. After 83 laps, the streamlined little beauty is in 5th position. Again, we see the result of a lead foot in a tough course. This one's even worse. One more lap might have been too much, which seems to be what Barra's thinking. They remove the protective covering from the lights now in case the car doesn't pit again before sundown. Boy, it's hard work wearing down those tires. But Barra seems more than willing to take his turn at it. Last year's co-winner is ready. And after some difficulty, rejoins the battle. Moss has relieved Brooks, who lost the lead when he pitted. Stirling sets out to regain the lead. But by the time he reaches the S's, he's running sans bonnet. The hood flew off on the long straight beyond the pits. The car-killing courses claim some more victims. Both Ecurie Cost D types are out now, plus the Cunningham D, and that's all for Jaguar. The course is also claiming some of the spectators. Up since before dawn, they're beginning to drop like flies. Let's go back up in the chopper and take another look at the murderous miles of macadam and cement that form the torture tour known as Sebring. This is a team manager's nightmare. Not only does he have to gear the car high enough for straightaway speeds of 160 miles an hour, but low enough to accelerate out of 15-mile-an-hour corners. Another problem is how to make the brakes last when somebody keeps putting 90-degree corners at the end of 5,000-foot straights. And still another is how to make the tires last when taking these bends in an almost flat-out drift. Yes, Sebring deserves its reputation as the world's toughest course. In fact, I think maybe we'd better get back on the ground before we decide it's impossible for a car to race around this circuit for 12 hours. If we need further proof, here it is. Barra had to bring the 1600 into the pits. And we have another very disappointed driver on our hands. It's a long way from France. Apparently it's the rear end. Prepare yourself for another shock. Moss is out with differential trouble too. But there's one pit where everything is not only going smoothly, but very smoothly. Team manager Tavoni calmly keeps his charts and waits for Scuderia Ferrari, with help from Von Trips and Collins. And the charts show a very remarkable thing. The blood-red machines from Modena are now first, with Hill in number 14, second with Hawthorne number 15, and third was Jean de Bien in 16. Just to keep it all in the family, Ferrari is also fourth with Von Neumann in 17. There are 20 cars out at this hour, but only 2 of them are Ferraris, Fitch and Flynn. This happy situation brings with it a little optimistic horseplay from Collins as he tries to thumb a ride from Hill, whose lap time of 3 minutes 30 seconds is terrific for this stage of the race. This gentleman has a twofold reputation, his name, Ruberosa. The Ferrari pits are quiet for the moment, but they have called the cars in for fuel. A very handsome Roman, Luigi Musso, Italy's top driver. He's waiting to relieve Jean de Bien at the wheel of 16. I'm not sure if Musso can understand his teammate from Belgium, but a liberal translation might be, when you push the brake pedal, man, nothing. Apparently Musso gets the message, and now he counts the seconds. Von Neumann is in with the 4th place car, and he certainly shows the strain of battle. Ginther leaps into the car and sets out in pursuit of the leaders. Hawthorne heads for the pits. And here he is now. Bow tie neatly in place. Collins continues to lead by a lap. And And the little Oscar has surprised everyone by leading the index, usually dominated by Porsche. As the lights come on, here are the standings at 6 o'clock. The first four are Ferraris, followed by a Porsche, two Lotus, a Ferrari Grand Touring, a Testarossa, and the Oscar. The Ferrari pit is a scene of quiet confidence. The only movement is Tavoni's watch and pencil as he checks off the laps. For Collins, 140 of them. Rubirosa comes in for fuel and relief. The 2-liter Ferrari is ninth overall and second in its class. The lovely girl is Mrs. Rubirosa. Mike Hawthorne checks Tavoni's charge to see how Von Trips is doing. And Hill worries about Collins. But they're out on the course doing just fine. Except there's not a sign of a brake left on any of the Scuderia cars, and it's pump and pray on every corner. Spectators are busy moving around, trying to find a better vantage point. The drivers are busy moving around, trying to find the course. It's really black out there now. The only lights on the entire circuit are the small bulbs strung along the pits. And even here, the pit signals have to be illuminated to be seen. A special signal goes out to the leaders. Slow down, save the machines. But it came too late to save the Hawthorne Von Trips car. Number 15 is out, but Ferrari is still 1, 2, 3. The index leaders are Oscar, Porsche, Lotus, and Ferrari. They also lead in their individual class. About half of the cars that started are out of the race. And here's another. Ginther is in the pits with number 17 and is informed that the pinion gear is completely shot. What a blow. Third place cinched. 900 twisting, terrible miles, 10.5 hours. But the race is for 12. Still another car breaks under the terrific strain. Now it's just Hill and Jean de Bienne for Ferrari, and Collins desperately signals them to slow down. The last hour is a cautious one, with flashing lights and crossed fingers. Then it's 10 p.m. and it's over. They try to warn the crowd that there aren't any brakes. Hill had pitted at the last moment and turned the wheel over to Collins. And together they received the wreaths of victory. In his extreme joy, Collins kisses Hill. And although a little shocked, Phil says it's okay. Now they get the trophy. No, I guess they don't get the trophy. Oh, I see. They forgot to kiss the Grand Prix Queen. And more kissing. The woman pushed through the crowd shouting, "That's my husband." But Hill isn't married. So we have a mystery one. Squashed like sardines, the press fight for shots of all this amorous goings-on. And still more kissing, this time by a woman claiming Collins is her husband. And she's right, it is Mrs. Collins. Now they receive the huge American Oil Company trophy, and it's richly deserved. These two combined to drive the Ferrari 200 laps, the last 50 without the aid of brakes. That's 1,040 miles, a new Sebring record. They beat 64 of the cars, and they beat the top drivers. But most important, they beat the clock.